Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a quick video, and this was by request, on skincare and just the basics of skincare, because I've had a lot of people ask me personally, like, what do I use, and then like in general, what are the steps I should take to take like better care of my skin. So that being said, I have several things here for you. Personally, I use Ever. I'm sure you guys have seen some videos before, and I'll show you some of the products that I personally use. But there are other alternatives to the stuff that I use that I will also get into, that you can use every day and that you can get from the drugstore. At least most of it you can get from the drugstore or Amazon. So that being said, I will jump right in. I think the first step with any skincare is just a good cleanser. And one of the things that I use personally, I just got my box in, so I'll just show you how it's packaged. I just got my box in from Ever. Woo! There goes one of the things. But the cleanser I use is called Luminous, and it is a very thick, creamy cleanser. It doesn't lather, and I really like that because I don't feel like my skin's being stripped. So you really want to go for a cleanser that's mild, that's not going to strip your skin of all of the moisture. I think the mistake a lot of people make, especially with oily skin, is they want to use something that dries their face out, but you're just making that cycle happen over and over again. So if you do have oily skin, still try to stick with things that are a bit more mild. You don't want to strip your skin of the oil because it'll just overproduce oil, and that same cycle will continue. You don't want that at all. So that's the one I use. If you're looking for some sort of alternative, there's a Clinique one that is very, very good. I can't remember the name of it. I used to use that. It's very mild. And then there is also a Neutrogena. It's just the regular orange colored one. I used to use that quite a bit too. But I needed a little bit more moisture, so I've been using this Ever one. Again, it's called Luminous because it's very creamy and it doesn't lather, and it leaves my skin feeling really nice. One of the things I use to take my makeup off, and if you want to use this as well, is I use the Micellar Cleansing Water by Garnier. And as you can see, I'm running a little low, but this is great for taking your makeup off and kind of cleansing your face again without stripping it of all the oils, the natural oils that you have on your skin. So these are great. The next thing we'll talk about is after you wash your face, it's usually common to use a toner or something to help kind of, what's the word? I don't want to call it like, I call it a mini microdermabrasion. But I use these Renewal Biomimetic pill pads that comes with the Ever set that I get, which I get it every 60 days, and sometimes I don't even use it all by the time I get it again. So you can make this stuff really last, but this is like a mini pill that you do to your face every single day. I love it. I can tell whenever my skin has I've been using this because my skin just looks really glowy and fresh all of the time. But if you don't have that option, one of the things that you can use is sort of like a scrub. I don't recommend apricot scrub. It's a little too abrasive for the skin, and the older you get, you really don't want to use things that are really, really rough on the skin because you will get wrinkles. So that being said, there's lots of really good scrubs out there or pads that are similar to this. Again, you want to go for something that's slightly mild. You want to find things that have, what's the word I'm looking for here? You want to find things that have salicylic acid. I don't know how to say that word. But, you know, things that aren't going to strip your skin, but it's going to help your skin sort of exfoliate itself. But this is what I use. I wish I could remember before what I used to use before then, but I really don't do too much in the way of trying to peel the layers of my skin away. I just use my pill pads. So moving on to moisturizers. The moisturizer that I use, and there's actually two with my Ever stuff, and I will show you what those are if I can get them out of the box. Hang on. So there's an AM and a PM moisturizer. The AM one is called Daylight. It has a little bit of luminosity to it, so it's really pretty when you put it on the skin. And then the night one is Hydralift, and this is my absolute favorite moisturizer. I love it because it has hyaluronic acid in it, and when you put it on your face, it just locks the moisture in at night when you go to bed, so you wake up, your skin's nice and plump. It feels amazing. Again, you don't have to use these. Ever is a bit expensive, but I look at it as a preventative investment in my skin, and it really has helped a lot. But some good moisturizers that I will tell you about, and I have lots here for you. These were what I used before I started using Ever. They're still great products. They just don't give me as much payoff as my Ever stuff. So the first thing being said, I have always used this Acure Argan Oil, and I used to use a lot of the Acure products in general, before I discovered Ever, and I really do like the product line. I still use the argan oil today. I actually used it on my stomach the last time I was pregnant, and I didn't get stretch marks. And I don't know if that's because I was previously pregnant and got stretched to the max the first time, but the second time around, I didn't get stretch marks, and I slightly attribute that to this. So this is about 12 bucks on Amazon. Sometimes you can get lucky and find it in TJ Maxx or Marshall's. I have seen it there a few times lately for about 10 bucks, so it may save you a little bit of money if you can find it there. But great stuff. I still will lather it on my face sometimes whenever I'm just feeling a little bit dry. So Acure. And I'll link all this below. Okay, the next thing that I like as a daytime moisturizer also has sunscreen. It's very important to make sure your moisturizer has a sunscreen. That being said, people are like, well, why does it matter? The older you get and the more you're in the sun, your face is going to get wrinkles. It's going to start to show age. You can always tell the people that lived in a tanning bed, you know, when we were a lot younger, or the people who are outside a lot without any sort of sun protection. So this is the Alpha Hydrox Sheer Silk Moisturizer with SPF 15 in it. This is a great daytime moisturizer. It's really light. It does have a little bit of a cult following. You can buy it on Amazon. I haven't seen it in stores anywhere, but I bought this off of Amazon, and it's just something I used to use before I started using Ever. It's pretty cheap, and it's pretty effective. All right, and for nighttime, if you are not doing Ever, is the Eucerin Q10 Anti-Wrinkle Face Cream. And this stuff's really great. I actually still use this quite a bit on my hands. A lot of people don't realize it, but your hands and your neck also age you. And whenever I'm washing my face or putting on any sort of moisturizer, I also do my hands and my neck. Your neck is always going to show age, and like right here on your chest, a lot of people start to get wrinkles there, like when you crease up. But you really want to keep a good moisturizer on all of that and on your hands. Otherwise, they're going to start to look old. And I don't know, our society is just afraid of getting old. I'm not necessarily afraid of getting old. I just want to age gracefully. So Eucerin Q10 Anti-Wrinkle Face Cream, this stuff's great. You can use it at night. It's a little bit heavier than that daytime one, but it also has a cult following. You can buy this on Amazon. You can pick it up at the drugstore, just whatever you decide to do. Some other things I will show you that I really, really love, and I think they're great products for skin. Whew, goodness. I use a Quattro Peptide Serum. There's a lot of serums out there on the market for anti-aging. This is Ever's Youthful Quattro Peptide Serum. It is amazing. I love it. I put it on in the morning and at night before I go to bed, and it's wonderful. I don't really know of a product out there that is similar to that, but there's several oils and things like that out there that promise the same thing. So you may want to look for some sort of facial serum that you can put on before you put on your moisturizer. But like I said, I don't know of anything out there that's quite like this stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to get into my most favorite product. And I will say this is probably the most cost-effective retinol oil on the market. It's our Ever Overnight Facial. I use this about 3 times a week. It does have retinol in it, but it also has essential oil, so it doesn't dry your skin out like a traditional retinol would. This is kind of a newer product. It's been out on the market for a few years now, but most retinol oils cost over $100. Ours is $88. It shows up in magazines all the time. It's super effective. Even if you don't purchase any of the Ever stuff, I highly recommend this for like an anti-aging sort of preventative treatment if you don't have something like this in your stash today. Or if you can find something out there, just make sure when you're buying products and they say they have retinol in it, check the ingredients. Sometimes it says it has retinol in it and there's actually no retinol in it. So that being said, if you're interested in any of this stuff with Ever, you can let me know, but I can attest to the fact that I love this stuff. Yes, it is pricey. It's $88, but I've had it since August, so August, September, October, November, December, January, and you can see I still have a lot of product left. So this is a lot of bang for your buck. I would highly recommend it. I also have our Smooth All Over Beauty Balm. I mostly use this for chapped lips because me and my boys always have chapped lips. But it's also great for the cuticles on your fingers, and I also put it like on my elbows and my knees whenever they get really, really dry. So this is great. Honest Beauty also has sort of like a beauty balm that's similar. I really liked theirs until I started using the Ever one. So you can check that out. And speaking of Honest Beauty, this is the Elevated Hydration Replenishing Mist. I love this stuff. After I work out, I will wipe my face down and just kind of spray it with this just to kind of like refresh myself. And it's really great. I honestly don't remember how much it costs. It may be a new packaging now because I've had this for quite a while. But there are similar products at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, the drugstore, that are like refreshing mists, and I really think they're great. I love them, especially for like when you go to the gym and you want to just wash your face and just sort of refresh yourself really quick. So I think that's everything, and I've talked myself to death. But again, this was my Ever package that I just got in. This stuff lasts a long time. It's really, really great. So if you're looking to make that investment in your skin, I would highly recommend it. I'm not just saying that because I represent Ever, but I wouldn't be using it if it didn't work. I don't waste my money on things that do not work. But hopefully I provided you with some really great alternatives as well. But the biggest things I can tell you is make sure you're cleansing. Make sure you're using a really good moisturizer. If you're in your 30s and you're worried about aging, look for some sort of retinol treatment that has enough oil in it that it's not going to dry you out, but also kind of get rid of your fine lines and wrinkles. And then finally, take your makeup off before you go to bed, please. A lot of people don't realize that the makeup tends to sink down into your skin, and it causes a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, so make sure at the very least that you're removing that and that you want to look fresh. So if you have any questions, you can ask down below. I'll give you the link to my Ever site, and then I'll also include all of the products that I've mentioned here today so that you can take a look at those and decide if that's something you might want. If you're in your 20s, you may not want to go all the way with the Ever stuff unless you're just really being preventative and you don't want to have to get that Botox down the road. I'm trying not to get Botox at all. Not knocking it, just saying me personally, I don't really want to use it, but I may change my mind in 10 years. Who knows? But just let me know if you have any questions, but just cleanse and moisturize and love your skin. And don't forget your neck and your hands and your chest. Okay, guys? All right, that's it. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you like this video, please like and subscribe it, and I will talk to you guys again soon.
Really quickly,
Thanks,
just
bye.
wanted to show you my results with Ever so you can get an idea of how they work. The left is before Ever, and the right is after 2 months of using Ever. Pretty big deal there.